Austin and I snuck into this blind. Probably started walking in about an hour ago. We just had a pretty decent walk in, and we just took our sweet time because we're trying to be quiet. Luckily we had the winds blowing pretty steady today, which covered up a little bit of noise, but I'm sure y'all can relate whenever you're hunting bucks specifically, but deer in the early season like this, and you're trying to catch them in any sort of feeding pattern, whether it's going to a food source or whether you're actually at a food source. They're typically not that far away to be able to get in the game just because they don't tend to travel so far when it's so hot. However, these past 2 days have been the coolest we've had the entire month, and it seems to have gotten the deer already stirring. There was a doe and a yearling that we saw on the edge of on one of our fields when we pulled in, and then while we were sitting here, Austin got an alert on his Bushnell app from one of his cell cams that there's a mature buck out on another spot we have out here. But where we're at, this is a deer that they've been watching. It appears to be, I mean, if you're judging just off trail camera pictures, he appears to be a very old deer. Very nice deer, too. But the trick is just getting him in here and then getting a good shot, because where we're situated right here, and you can see on the map or not, this is us right here, and they disc this out for a food plot, and they think the deer is bedding somewhere over in this finger stuff, and then just kind of passing through. Whether or not he's going to some of the other ag fields or what he's doing, I don't know, but he has been consistently kind of just filtering through here. So if he does come through here this evening, I don't think it's not going to be one of those deals where we just have ample time to pick a shot. It's going to be, there's that deer, he's presenting the shot, got to make it happen right now because we have a fairly tight window. So we're going to try to get still, get quiet, stay as attentive as we can, try not to run our mouths and get lost in conversation too much, because don't want them to pop out on us and us get caught not ready. Either way, it's going to be interesting. I promise you one thing, that big buck does come in here, it's going to get tricky, it's going to get lively real fast. We'll see. the blind. I think without spooking anything, we're in here early enough that shouldn't be much of anything stirring yet, but you never know. Wind was blowing pretty decent too while I was walking in, so it covered up a lot of noise. We got just a little, that thick stuff that I was standing kind of on the edge of when I was at the truck. We got kind of just a little dim road beat out through there that you can kind of maneuver through, but it's hard to be quiet in that stuff sometimes. But what you can see on the map right here is we're kind of right on the edge of these woods, and we're not that far from a stand that we have hung inside those woods that we call the Oak Funnel. And ever since we hung that stand and put a camera there, we've been getting pretty consistent pictures of a lot of deer and then one really, really good shooter buck. And the same buck that we were getting pictures of originally here. So, do I think, if I had my rathers, I think the Oak Funnel right now, at this point in the season, is a better spot for killing a deer than where I am right now. However, the wind for the Oak Funnel stand is absolutely terrible. But for here, it works. So, this is where we are. And again, tonight is, we have a one-track mind. This is about a doe. Of course, when you say that, that's the night that a buck walks out in front of you, and if that happens, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we're here for a doe. That's the goal of tonight. Let's see what shakes out. Smoked her. Absolutely smoked her. Doe down. That's awesome. Smoked her. There goes the spike that was with her, but so, I got thrown a little bit of a curveball. I got out of that ground blind thinking I had absolutely just drained that doe and thought I was going to find her dead in under 100 yards. But I got out there, started looking, couldn't find any blood to amount to anything. Looked for several hours because I was just so confused and thought maybe she had died in some of that real thick stuff. And eventually backed out, woke up at 4:30 this morning and drove back out here because I was just so convinced the deer was dead even after looking at the footage. But what happened was my arrow broke off about 8 inches in and stayed in there, and I think that's why she just wasn't bleeding. So I came back with Knox, my dog, this morning, and we found her. She really didn't go very far, just didn't have a lot to go off of, and thankfully the dog's got a good nose, so we got her and she's still in good shape. So we're gonna shock patch her out of here, get her in the cooler. She was, Knox found her right in there in that deadfall. And the shot is fine, bottom of the heart. I wasn't trying to hit her to quite that low, but I was anticipating her to duck. But that arrow was still very much inside her. I guess that's why she didn't bleed. But we've got her, and she still seems to be in good shape, so let's get her out of here.
Alright, this morning, Austin and I coming up here to Sharkey County, Mississippi. He and Jordan got on some good bucks yesterday. Said they were chasing pretty hard up here. It's late December and got some good conditions, about 32 degrees, and calling for an east-southeast wind. And they came across a good rub line on the way out yesterday that is worth checking out at least. So we're gonna go sit on the north side of it. Got a good about 300-yard walk. We're gonna get down in there and kind of throw it back old school, sit on the ground and see what we can see. And we'll be figuring out the place as we hunt it, but according to the sign, it's pretty promising. So we're gonna go check it out at least. Alright, so we've come in from the north side up here. About 200 yards worth of walking. Seen 5 or 6 different pretty fresh scrapes and stuff, so we're getting into where the sign we mentioned earlier is. Walk up here, a little tree line right here, but it's got an open on the right and open on the left. And that long opening on the left is where Jordan and Austin saw, good rub line yesterday. It looked pretty active. So, kind of fighting daylight. Got enough daylight to see what we're walking into now. We can go set up shop on the ground and see what we can see. Got to looking around and we're in a pretty good spot, we believe. Rubs everywhere. We're right in the middle of about 5 or 6 of them. Some of them, they've torn them out of the daggum ground. Looks like we've got a good trail coming through. We're thinking they're using this little patch of hardwoods as a funnel coming into that other opening we were in earlier. What little wind we got is hitting us in the face, but hopefully it won't do much swirling. It's not really blowing right now. Alright, gotta be a little quick on this update, but Austin and I decided to head out of that first spot we were at about 30 minutes ago. Drove down here this gas line that they'd seen a couple deer on here lately, and already seen more deer than we saw at the first spot. There was sign covering it up, but we just didn't happen to see no deer, so we moved to where we might see some deer, and we're already seeing one. So they're on the feed over here, and we're gonna try to get in here and see if we can get some eyes on some of these before they see us. like this one took his time walking across the power line, so got a good look at him. And if we can get an older one to do that, we'll be in business. We've had a couple younger ones kind of jet across, not necessarily trailing a doe, but I can tell there's a reason they're hopping across so quickly, so I'm sure there's a couple hot does in the area. We just need one to cruise on down like that, we'll be alright. Not there. Not there to run the delta. I think that's a button here. Well, things got to picking up there around, I'd say about 8, 9 o'clock. Had some good opportunities there. A couple right on the verge of a good shooter buck come in and could have shot it 50 times felt like, and then I think we were mentioning which one would come down this road real slow. Be a good mature buck. One did exactly that. He just happened to walk right at us, didn't present a broadside shot. But got some good footage of him, got to look at him for a while. It's pretty cool. 2 bucks at the same time in there, grunted him back out into the road, and then he come up right here 20 yards from us. And game of inches, if he'd have just stepped a little far to the right, to the left, not directly at us, we'd have a shot on him. But that's how it goes sometimes. It was a fun morning. But they'll be in here for the next morning, that's for sure. Well, we're back out here up in the Mississippi Delta in the peak of the rut. Had a good little outing yesterday morning. Austin and I did. It was all about, I'd say, probably over 20 deer total at least, and then majority of them being some rack bucks that we were not able to get on camera, as they're kind of bumping around here, following those pretty closely. Had a couple really good borderline bucks, some that we last second deemed maybe not mature enough, right on the line, and we had one good Met a shooter come in, walked right at us, came on down and got within probably 35 yards of us, faced right at us, didn't present a good, ethical, lethal shot. But we're back at it today. Got here early. We didn't start here yesterday, so I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on here before about 9 o'clock. We've already got a couple of deer out here in front of us, Jordan and I. And it's a little warmer today. The wind is about 0 miles an hour again. So we're going to be keeping our fingers crossed on it, but hopefully things will go in our favor, and no doubt we're going to see some deer. I already got a good feeling about that, so it's going to be a good time.
Had to call in reinforcements.
Yeah, I had to bring the big guns in. No pun intended, George let me borrow his.
Little buck. Oh, bigger buck behind. Shoot that dude. Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah, 100%. You on it? Hang on.
Hang on.
I know, I'm just stopping it. Got it, baby. Yeah, you got it. Push it. That didn't take long.
Man, that's bigger than anything we saw yesterday. I mean, no sooner we get out of her mouth. Now we're ready to see what happens before 9 o'clock, and that takes about 2 minutes. Man.
He's 100% 4 or 5 year old.
Yeah,
buck.
you can
Good
tell.
deer. Yeah. He run that little buck out of there, boy.
He
I seen
came
that little
on-
buck start running like for his life. I was like, something's happening. I
Something
panned
we-
the camera back over. I was like, oh.
Awesome, man. I can't believe that fast. We were sitting here wondering what's going to happen if one comes out right here to the right. And Jordan made the comment, you know, I think the best option is stand up and pin your gun between these two posts right here on this box blind we're sitting under. And sure enough, 1 minute later, here comes opportunity to test out that game plan. But man, I never would have thought that was going to happen, much less coming here. And that's probably the 3rd or 4th deer we've seen since we sat down.
Yeah.
I ain't got the daggum interview out of the way.
Yeah, you punched him good.
He
I
did.
saw a bullet hit right behind the shoulder.
Awesome.
He ain't gonna go far.
Appreciate you, buddy. Man, that's
It's
all we
been
had
a
to
while
do.
since you killed a buck, huh?
Long time. It's been a good, at least 6 or 7 years, I bet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Heart pumping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As soon as I stood up, I went, oh, this is what this feels like. Kind of got the juices flowing again for the first time in a long time.
It's
But man,
been quite a couple days. I killed a buck 2 days ago.
yeah. And then we came out yesterday, had some opportunities, but this place is chock full of them. Let me tell you, it's fun to sit and watch everything that we've been able to see here lately, and definitely it's new to me. You know, being down in South Central Mississippi and coming up here to the Delta, and it's a whole new ball game.
The biggest thing that I can see at this place, I want to see it in 2 years.
Yes,
It's gonna be ridiculous.
because there is plenty of opportunity for some really, really good deer that we've been able to see, and that's been a blessing to me, just being able to watch them. You know, just I hadn't been able to see that before, and that's really cool. Just watching young 3-year-old bucks, you know, mess around in front of you and stuff that I think are sure enough big already. You know, I can't wait to see what they turn out to be.
Shoot, yeah. We can go look at him and, hey, we got time to go somewhere else.
Yeah, come on.
Might as well.
They kicking it on.
Or shoot, keep on sitting here.
I mean, so far so good.
Show y'all our little setup here. So, this place, old shooting house up there, but it's hard to fit 2 grown men up in that place.
Yeah. It's a little rickety. It'll work because Austin and I climbed up in there towards the end of yesterday, but it was not necessarily ideal for filming a hunt. So down here at the bottom we have the real setup. I think I like it. Turns
Brought
out
my little steak blind this morning.
I like that. That's a big addition to it. It right in front of us right here is where that one came up. So yesterday having something in front of us was a good idea. And then it's just big enough to fit 2 people, a gun and a camera. But nothing extra. That's all you need. Put some crossing down there. How about it? I'm pumped up, man.
I'm ready to put eye on it.
Yeah. Look at that, dude.
Deer everywhere.
Is that the buggy you was with?
I think so.
I hate to walk down here and mess anything up as many as we saw yesterday. I was looking forward to watching all of them again.
Oh yeah, y'all accomplished this morning, man.
Yep. And the crazy thing is we never saw any of these bucks twice. All the ones we've seen some good ones. And this first time I saw this one, and we saw a good number yesterday. We never saw this one first. Let's show you this time of year, anything can pop on out. When you got a place like this, that's for sure.
You have to get my blood.
Smell him?
He's done, boy. Oh, yeah.
Come right there.
Deer, huh?
Shoot, yeah. Me. That's a good. Them hawks you're talking about. When you see them black hawks like that. It's an older deer.
I think so. I think it's at least 4.
Yeah. Man. Didn't think we'd be grabbing one this early. But big old. That's honestly probably one of the bigger rack bucks I probably ever killed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You put an awesome shot on him, too.
Well, I appreciate you lending me a firearm. That's a nice one. Nice gun and it's a nice deer. I can't believe it. Thank you for blessing us with your good luck. That's all it took bringing old Jordan out here. But man, that's pretty awesome. First time I grabbed some deer antlers in a while. But
You said 6 or 7 years since you shot a buck?
At least 6 or 7 years. Probably 6 or 7 years since. Yeah, definitely since I shot a buck. Might be a deer, I don't know.
I'm glad you come out of retirement.
Yep, feels good. I had to dust off the orange vest a little bit, but this is a fine place to break the ice on the resurgence of deer hunting, because now I'm a little bored, I feel like. I'm out here for a while. I've seen some stuff here the past 24 hours I thought I'd never see.
What's your thoughts on doing or experiencing what we're trying to do this year with videoing and everything with all that?
I mean, I couldn't be more on board with something like this, with the video side of consumed and or whatever we wind up calling it, and just being able to show what goes into a place like this. I mean, I'm a good example of not being able to. I don't have a big track record of managing a bunch of places like this, and then coming here and they've taught me so much about what goes into producing quality deer herds and good habitat for really all wildlife and stuff, and been able to. It's a blessing for me to learn from these folks and come out here and put some man hours in during the summer for stuff that we're reaping the benefits of in mid-late December like this. When you got a good place, good things happen, I know. And then we got folks who can put the work in to make it even better. I think 2 years is going to prove how beneficial that is. And it's really paying off, because I think by doing so.
Hunting right by the road.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what time it is, but we ain't been here too long, and we're right here hearing the tires whining, and just to see this amount of deer this close to the road, you got some good little bit of everything for them down in here, and I think it's paid off. And I think if we're able to kind of show everybody that, and show everybody what kind of just our lifestyle and what we do on a daily, weekly basis and stuff, it kind of goes into making these types of moments. I think that's going to be a benefit to other folks. I know I've learned a lot from being around like-minded and folks who've been in this realm so much, and I hope that the viewers and the listeners and stuff like that are able to kind of do the same. And I really think they will be able to, because a lot of knowledge around that circle.
I'm gonna get him in the truck, go sit somewhere else.
I think you're right. Good morning.